Welcome back, horror story fans. Are you all get ready for a wild ride? This story is based on a chilling urban legend that's been whispered about for years, the Silent Man. It's the dead of night and you're lying in bed, trying to fall asleep. The house is quiet, too quiet. You roll over and glance at the clock, 3:17 a.m. Suddenly you hear it, a faint rustling sound, like something shifting in the next room. It's subtle but distinct enough to make you sit up straight, heart racing. You tell yourself it's just the house settling, maybe a breeze outside causing something to move. You close your eyes, trying to shake off the uneasy feeling, but then you hear it again. This time it's closer. You swear you hear a low, almost imperceptible whisper. You get out of bed and tiptoe to the door, your mind racing. The house is still dark, but you can't shake the sensation that something is off. You peek out the door of your bedroom and scan the hallway. The shadows are deep, stretching unnaturally across the walls. Then you see him. Standing at the end of the hallway is a tall, thin figure. His face is completely still, like he's staring at you, yet not. He's wearing a black suit, his posture unnervingly rigid, like he's waiting. The strangest thing is his eyes. They are completely white, devoid of any pupils or irises, just blank. You freeze. You can't move. You try to scream, but your voice is stuck in your throat. Your body paralyzed by sheer terror. The man doesn't move, not an inch. He simply stares. His presence seems to fill the entire house, as if every corner is suffocatingly filled with him. Then, just as your mind starts to crack under the weight of the fear, you hear a voice. It's your own voice, but it's coming from behind you. It's clear as day, whispering, "He's been in your house for hours." You whip around, but there's nothing there. The voice continues. "You saw him earlier. He's been standing in the dark waiting for you to look." That's when the realization hits. You saw him, earlier in the day, just outside your window, standing motionless, as if watching you through the glass. At the time you'd thought it was just a trick of the light, maybe your mind playing games with you. But now as you stand there, trembling, you remember. He's been here all along. Watching, waiting. With every second that ticks by, you can feel your sanity starting to unravel. The silence in the house deepens, and you feel an overwhelming urge to run. But your legs feel like lead, your breath shallow. The longer you look at him, the more he seems to fill your vision, as if he's slowly stepping into your mind, taking over your thoughts, twisting your sense of reality. And then, just as abruptly as he appeared, he's gone. You breathe a sigh of relief, still frozen in place. The house is quiet again. You wonder if it was all in your head, maybe it was just a dream. But the next night, as you're about to fall asleep, you hear the whisper again. He's already here, and when you look out the window, there he is. What do you think? Mind-bending enough? The idea that something could have been lurking in your own home for so long, waiting for you to notice, is unsettling. Buckle up, because the next part is about to get even more twisted. The Silent Man, Part 2. The door. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, trying to shake off the thought of the Silent Man, the whisper you heard earlier. He's already here. Has been echoing in your mind, but you tell yourself it's just your imagination. You've read enough horror stories, watched enough movies. Maybe your brain is just playing tricks. But then the whisper comes again. But this time it's louder, more urgent. You can't hide from him, not anymore. You freeze. This time, you don't even look out the window. You're terrified of what you'll see. You try to shake it off. You know there's no one in your house, you're alone. But your thoughts keep racing. You reach for your phone, and when you turn it on, you notice a new notification. Just one, but it's enough to send a chill down your spine. It's a picture. A grainy, blurry image of your front door. It was taken from the inside of your house. Your heart starts pounding as you look at the photo. Kerso kiliktit. Itlida. The door is ajar, just a sliver. But there's something wrong with it. The picture looks old, very old, like it was taken long before tonight. You didn't take this photo. Your hands start to tremble and the realization hits you hard. Someone else is here. You grab your phone and try to check the time. It's 3:19 a.m. again. That same cursed hour. Suddenly you hear the door creak open. You don't know how or when, but you're certain now that it's happening. Bitala yuch abnanun massima yuch. It's as if the door is moving of its own accord, even though the house is still. You have to know who or what is in your house. Your legs move on their own. You walk toward the door in a daze, not sure if you're awake or trapped in a nightmare. As you near the hallway, your phone buzzes again. You look down and there's another photo. It's a picture of you, taken from behind, taken just moments ago. Dasha, your stomach flips. You know you've been walking alone, but there's a presence now. Someone or something is standing in the darkness behind you. You slowly turn around, breath catching in your throat. There, at the far end of the hallway, stands the silent man. He's standing perfectly still, his pale, milky eyes locked onto yours. And this time, he moves. But it's not like before. He doesn't walk toward you, he glides. Like he's floating just inches off the ground, his body unnaturally stiff, as if he's no longer bound by the rules of physics. You watch, paralyzed in place, as his body drifts closer and his presence seems to stretch, suffocating the air around you. He reaches out, a long, skeletal hand extending toward you, and with each inch it moves, the room gets colder. Colder than you've ever felt in your life. You can't breathe, your legs won't move. You want to scream, but the sound dies in your throat. The room around you blurs, your vision narrowing to just him, and then he speaks. Not aloud, it's in your head. I've been waiting for you to see me. And just like that, the ground beneath you shifts. You hear something, a groan, coming from deep within the house, as though the walls themselves are alive, waiting. Suddenly, your mind snaps back to a memory from your childhood, a story your grandmother used to tell you. The silent man never leaves once he finds you. He's been in your family for generations, lurking in the shadows. And he doesn't just haunt, he feeds. You didn't understand it then, but you do now. The silent man is no mere ghost. He's something much worse. He's a parasite. He feeds off fear, of the energy of those he stalks. The longer he watches, the more he grows stronger, and once he's fully consumed you, you will be gone. Not just dead, but erased. No trace of you will remain, as if you never existed at all, and someone else will take your place. The realization sinks in as he drifts closer. It's not just your house he's after, it's you, your soul. And just when you think you can't take it anymore, a new noise interrupts the silence. Spitanie. You do it. A door slams. You turn, your heart nearly bursting from your chest. Your own front door. It's wide open. And standing in the doorway, a shadow. Not the silent man, but something different. Something familiar. Someone you thought was safe. Someone you knew. Someone you loved. They step forward. It's your father. But he's not looking at you. He's staring straight past you. At the silent man. Standing in the doorway, a shadow pops up and nods to me. He's ours now. He's always been ours. In that instant, your mind snaps, the horror of it crashing down on you. The silent man didn't just start with you. He's been in your family, lurking in the shadows, passing from one generation to the next, feeding, waiting. And now it's your turn. The last thing you hear is the door slowly creaking shut. The shadow moves closer, and you realize you're the one who is trapped now. That's when you wake up. Or do you? Because you're in bed, the room is exactly as you left it, and yet the door is open. And standing in the doorway, a figure watches you, unmoving, silent. It's the silent man. The silent man, part 3, the family secret. You wake up with a jolt, your heart hammering in your chest. For a moment, it feels like it was just a nightmare. But then you look at the door, it's wide open again. Panic claws at you. You remember the last time you saw the silent man, his cold, unblinking eyes staring into yours, his presence crushing you from every direction, and now? There's the door, wide open, like an invitation. You get out of bed, but you can't move fast enough. You're stuck in the paralysis of terror. knowing what's waiting for you on the other side of that doorway. But you also know you have to face it. There's no escaping. Your fingers tremble as you grab your phone. Another notification. This time there's no photo, just a message. He's getting closer. Your breath catches in your throat. You've tried to ignore the signs. Try to convince yourself that it's all in your head. But now you know the truth. It's real. The silent man isn't just hunting your house. He's trying to take you. He's been trying to take you for longer than you can comprehend. You want to scream, but nothing comes out. The air in the room is suffocating, thick with an unseen presence, as though something is waiting just beyond your reach. In a daze, you make your way to the living room. As you pass the family portraits hanging on the walls, you can't help but stare at them. The faces are all smiling. Cheerful, normal. But then your eyes lock onto one of the portraits. A black and white photo of your great-grandfather standing proud in a military uniform. The thing is, his eyes in the photo, they're not right. They're too wide, too empty. And as you stare at them, something happens. The eyes move. Just a slight shift, but enough to send a shiver crawling down your spine. You blink, and when you open your eyes again, the eyes have shifted again, closer, more aware. It's as though the photo itself is watching you now. You back away slowly, your heart racing, something inside you cracks. This is how the silent man works. He's tied to your bloodline. You remember your grandmother's warning from all those years ago. The silent man was always there, always lurking in the background, never fully gone. He's not just a ghost, he's a curse. Your family, your ancestors, have been his prey for generations, each one of them drawn into the same trap, feeding him, allowing him to grow stronger with each passing year. Every time someone in your bloodline tries to escape, tries to hide, he only gets closer. And now it's your turn. You've noticed him, you've seen his face, and now he's coming for you. But there's more to it than just that. You need to understand the full story. You need to know how to break the curse before it devours you. Your mind races. You've read about haunted houses, cursed families, spirits that feed off fear. But this is something darker. This is something that's been festering for centuries. A voice suddenly breaks your thoughts. It's too late. You spin around, but there's no one there, only the silence. But then, in the corner of your vision, something shifts. You turn, and there, standing at the doorway to the kitchen, is another figure. It's not the silent man, it's your father, but no, something's wrong. His eyes are the same milky white as the silent man's, his face pale and stretched as though it doesn't quite fit his features. He steps forward, and with each step, your blood runs colder. He opens his mouth, but it's not his voice. It's the same whisper you heard before. He's waiting for you. You were always meant to join him. You want to run, your legs scream to escape. But you can't move, you're trapped. Your father's face contorts into something unrecognizable, and the last thing you hear before everything goes black is, "You're mine now." You wake up again. This time, you're not in your house. The air is thick with a strange scent, damp and heavy, like mold or rotting wood. You look around and realize you're not in the familiar comfort of your bedroom, but in a cellar. The walls are cracked, the ground is uneven, and there's an unsettling feeling of being buried. You try to move, but your body is sluggish. As you struggle to sit up, the overwhelming sensation of being watched fills the room. And then you hear it, a faint whisper, just on the edge of hearing. You're part of it now. You turn around, and there he is again, the silent man. Standing at the far end of the cellar, his white eyes glowing in the dark. But now, his form is different. It's not just him anymore. You can see shadows around him, dark shapes that writhe and coil, like they're feeding off him, multiplying. His power is growing. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. Your body doesn't belong to you anymore. You feel the life draining from you, as if you're being slowly erased, one moment at a time. The last thing you see before you lose consciousness is your family, your great-grandfather, your father, all of them, standing in a circle, eyes wide and blank, staring down at you. They never left. And now you're part of them. When you wake up again, you're back in your bed, It's 3:17 a.m. The same time. But there's a heavy weight in the air. The room feels colder, more oppressive. You're not sure if what you've just experienced was a dream, or if it was something much worse. But the door is open again, and standing in the hallway, watching you with those empty eyes, is the silent man. And then you hear a voice in your head, clear as day. He's never leaving. The Silent Man, Part 4. The circle tightens. You stare at the silent man standing at the end of the hallway, his form impossibly still in the dim light of your room. His pale eyes reflect no light, just an empty abyss. You can feel his presence pressing in on you, suffocating the very air around you. Your heart is pounding in your chest, but you can't move. Not again. This time, though, something feels different. The fear isn't just paralyzing you anymore, it's feeding you. His presence is growing inside of you. As your breath quickens, your phone buzzes in your pocket. A cold sweat breaks out across your skin. In Levuka, Isabeze naceres to contact your family, ani shorna sataina ani ludanami. You pull it out with shaking hands, desperately hoping for something, anything to break this horrific moment. But it's another message, another notification. It's your turn. You blink and look at the screen again. It's a message from an unknown number. There's no name, just those 3 words. But when you scroll up, you see more messages. A thread of messages, going back days, weeks, maybe even months. I'm coming closer. You never noticed them before. You read them, each one worse than the last. He's waiting. They are watching. You cannot run. And then the final one? Your family was his first. He'll take you next. You can feel your pulse pounding in your temples. There's no denying it anymore. Someone knows about the silent man. Someone who's been following his trail. And worse yet, it's too late to ignore the truth. Your family has been marked for generations. Every soul in your bloodline is cursed, tied to this thing that feeds off fear and suffering. But there's no time to think about it. You have to act. You turn your gaze back to the hallway, but the silent man is gone. You don't hear him move. There's only the silence. The same oppressive silence that has been haunting you for so long. You dare to take a step forward, your feet heavy as lead. But you have no choice. Sanchez, you have to know where he went. Your hand trembles as you reach for the door, slowly pulling it open, inch by inch. The hallway is still, but the air feels different. The house feels different. Warmer. You step out into the hallway, feeling the shift in the atmosphere. The walls feel closer, the shadows longer, like they're reaching for you, wrapping around your legs, trying to pull you deep into the house. You stumble forward, trying to get your bearings, but the farther you walk, the more you feel the pull. You know something's wrong, that this isn't just a nightmare anymore. It's becoming real. You stop at the top of the stairs, staring down into the darkness below. And that's when you hear it. A voice. Your mother's voice, low and distant but unmistakable. Come down here, sweetheart. It's safe now. Your breath catches in your throat. The last time you heard her voice was years ago. She passed away when you were young, and yet now, it's like she's here, calling you from the depths of the house. But something isn't right. It's too inviting, too warm. You know better than to listen. You take a deep breath, pushing the voice out of your mind. You can't go downstairs. You can't let the house consume you, the way it has consumed your ancestors. But just as you turn to leave, you hear another sound. This one is different. Footsteps. Heavy, slow, deliberate steps coming from the bottom of the stairs. You freeze. Slowly, ever so slowly, you turn your head to peer into the darkness, and then you see him. The silent man. He is standing at the bottom of the stairs, staring up at you. His eyes are still... You can't quite explain it, but it's like he's becoming more solid, more real. And there's something even worse, something far worse, about the way his mouth opens. Slowly, too slowly. You see the edges of his lips crack open in a grotesque smile, and as his mouth widens, you can feel the air around you grow colder, heavier. You're not going anywhere. The words are not in your head this time. They come from him, spoken in a voice that's not quite human, but not entirely alien either. It's your voice, Your family's voice, but twisted, stretched, layered with an infinite sadness. You stumble back, desperate to run, but the darkness around you seems to thicken, wrapping around your legs, your arms. The house is no longer a safe space. It's alive with the curse of the silent man, and it wants to keep you here forever. His smile widens, and then the truth hits you with bone-chilling clarity. You can't escape him. He doesn't just haunt you, he becomes a part of you. Every time you think you can get away, he throws you back in. He's part of your bloodline now, a malignant presence woven into the very fabric of your existence. Your fate was sealed the moment you were born. His hand extends toward you, long and thin, fingers curling in the air like claws. And before you can react, the world goes black. He wakes up again. This was his dance for an iniger formos koracher. Mahima to sharma yakashtash. Wovem dunavent mahinujaka. Or at least you think you do. This time though, it's different. There's no bed beneath you, no walls around you, no familiar sounds. Instead, you're standing in an endless void, an empty space that stretches out into infinity. The silence is oppressive, like the weight of 1,000 years pressing down on you. And there, in front of you, is the silent man. But now, his face is clearer. His eyes are no longer empty. They are filled with something far darker, something ancient. He speaks, but the words aren't in the air, they're in your head. You will join me. Suddenly, you feel it, the tug of something pulling you forward deeper into the void. You try to resist, but you can't. It's like your body isn't your own anymore. You're being pulled into the very fabric of his existence, drawn into the darkness that's been eating away at you all this time. The truth sinks in. You're not just fighting to survive, you're fighting to keep your soul. And even as you struggle against it, you can feel the silent man wrapping around you, like an infection in your very being. It's too late, you're already his. There's no escape now, there never was. You're his, forever. The Silent Man, Part 5. The Infinite Loop. You wake up again, but this time, you're not sure if you ever really woke up at all. The endless void is still there, stretching out before you. The silent man stands before you, his pale, empty eyes fixed on you with a sort of knowing, as if he's been waiting for this moment for 1,000 lifetimes. But now, something is different. The air feels thicker, charged with a suffocating energy, and you realize this isn't just a void, not anymore, it's a prison. A loop. You think you can escape me? His voice echoes in your mind, not as a whisper, but as a command. His grin stretches, impossibly wide, distorting his face into something grotesque. His hand reaches out toward you, fingers elongated and twisted, and then it hits you. You've been here before. You've been through this exact moment, this exact sequence over and over, like a broken record, repeating itself endlessly. This is it. This is the final stage. This the point of no return. But it's not just about him taking you. He's been doing that for generations. The silent man's real power isn't the terror he instills, nor the lives he takes. His true power is far worse. He controls time. He controls reality. Every time you think you've escaped, every time you think you've finally shaken free from his grasp, you're pulled back into this loop. Each time you wake up, you're simply being pulled back into a new iteration, a fresh version of the same endless nightmare. Your family? They're all part of this loop too. They're trapped. Your great-grandfather, your father, your mother, all of them are doomed to live through the same twisted cycle. You're not just part of the curse, you are the curse. And the silent man? He's the architect of it all. He's already done it. The ground beneath you begins to crack, splitting open like an old foundation crumbling to dust. The shadows around you seem to warp, shift and grow. They stretch out in unnatural directions, pulling you in. And then, the truth becomes undeniable. You've always been here. The loop has no end. You've always been stuck in this moment. just waiting for it to restart. But every time you think you've escaped, every time you wake up, you're just entering a new version of the same nightmare. The silent man is your captor, but also your creator. Every reality you've ever lived, every waking moment you thought was real, was just another part of the web he wove. And that's when it hits you. You never existed. At least, not in the way you thought. And the silent man never needed to take your soul. He didn't need to feed on you in the traditional sense. Instead, he created you. He manufactured your memories, your existence, your entire timeline. You're not just a person. You're a product of his design, an artificial soul woven into the fabric of this endless loop. Your family, your house, your fears, they were all part of the blueprint. Each generation was part of the chain. And now, as you finally piece it all together, you realize this is not just your family's curse, this is his creation. You've been part of this simulation from the beginning. The silent man is not just a creature of darkness, he's a god of time, of fate, of lives lived in eternal repetition. Every time you think you've broken free, every time you think you've escaped his grasp, you're simply being reset, reintroduced into the same endless cycle. There is no escape. There never was. And as the void around you swallows you whole, your body frozen, your mind spiraling into chaos, the last thing you hear is his voice, but this time, it's not in your head, it's everywhere. Welcome back. The darkness closes in, and everything goes black. You wake up again, but this time, it's different. The walls feel too familiar, the bed, the room, it's all too real. But when you look at the clock, it reads 3:17 a.m. The silent man's smile stretches across your mind like an insidious whisper, and you realize you've been here before. You've always been here. And as the door creaks open, you see him standing in the hallway again, waiting. But this time, you understand. He isn't trying to take you. You were never really free.